As you're just getting to know your Journey machine and how to operate it, we'll walk you through in this series of videos some basic checks that you might want to perform each time you get started, just to help assure that you have a trouble-free sew out every time you start your machine. The first thing we'll do is a thread check, and what we want to do is do this it's a very quick visual check for every one of the cones. Have a look at the thread as it sits on the thread base. Make sure that you don't have any loops that are caught underneath, maybe from handling, and make sure that they're wound around the base of the cone and there's no slack thread. And then follow it up with your eye through the loops in the top of the tree to the front. And then finally, down the lower face of the head where you have your tensioners and your sensors, let's make sure that by pulling thread from the bottom of the needle, we can perform a quick check on how that's make sure it's running right. Is we'll pull the thread out from the bottom of the needle and just pull downwards, and you want to watch the thread and also feel with your hand. Make sure that the thread pulls smoothly and evenly and not getting caught anywhere. And also make sure that the wheel of the lower tensioner is turning as well as the sensor is turning. This quick check will eliminate a lot of beginner problems or mistakes, and again, doing that very quickly, training yourself to check those, and then before you get started is a big help. And finally, tuck, like I just did, the loose end of that thread into the thread holding spring in the front and cut off the excess. You do that for all 7 colors so that you don't have any dangling thread. Now let's do a bobbin check here to finish out the check on the thread. So zooming into the bobbin case area, we'll open the door and we'll open the bobbin case by grabbing the latch handle here. And let's pull it out, and we're going to have a look at it on camera here. On the front side, you've got the you've got the pigtail that it normally should be running through. See if we can get our camera to focus on that. And normally the bobbin thread should be running underneath and inside that loop, and then hanging about 4 to 6 inches down the front face of the bobbin case. And also on the reverse side of the bobbin case, should be turning clockwise as it's feeding out. And also make sure that on the side of the bobbin case that the thread is running out from out underneath the tension flap, which is the small bent piece of metal on the side, as it passes finally over to the pigtail or that inverted wire loop on the front, or the 12 o'clock position of the bobbin case. So once you've got that correct, just go and pop that in. And it's also important to make sure that the bobbin case is inserted fully in. I'm going to go ahead and slide that onto the spindle of the bobbin case with the rotary hook basket, and then push, and you should hear a click, which is telling you sensorily, either by feel and also to your ear, that it's now locked and fully in place, and we can close the bobbin case door. That concludes a nice basic check that you can do no matter what level of expertise you have to make sure that you have a good, clean, smooth sew out every time you work with your Journey machine.